And that the law says you begin the fast when the light of the day is distinct from the darkness of the night. So unless you can see some light in the sky, the time of the fast has not as yet begun. So it's not a siren which tells you when to begin the fast. It's not some document with printed figures on that which tells you when to begin the fast. Allah tells you when to begin the fast, but you prefer to follow the siren than to follow Allah. Allah says you will begin the fast when you can see sufficient light in the sky to distinguish between the day and night. So tell me, if you have already performed your Salatul Fajr and we still cannot see any light in the sky, which means you can still eat and drink, and you've already performed your Salatul Fajr, is that Salatul Fajr valid in defiance of Allah? Can it be valid when you're defying the Quran? When will you turn to the Quran for guidance rather than going elsewhere? You finish your salat, and when you're walking back home, you can't see your face in front of your hands. You don't have enough light to be able to see your face. You are defying the Quran. And so remember, forget the siren, forget the paper. If you cannot see any light in the sky, the fast has not as yet begun. You can eat, forget them. When you can distinguish between light and darkness in the sky, only then does the fast begin. And unless the fast has begun, you cannot perform the Salatul Fajr, the morning prayer. I'm sorry I have to spend so much time on this, which is so simple to understand, but this is the price we pay when people look for guidance elsewhere and ignore the Quran. And then we said, fast until the night time. And the definition of night time is when the day has ended. The definition of night time is when the day has ended. When the day ends, the night begins. When does the day end? The day ends at sunset, when the sun has set. During the time that the sun is setting, it is prohibited to perform salat. Everybody knows that. And as soon as the prohibited time has ended and the sun has set, salat is permissible. Why is it so difficult for some of us to understand that the day has ended when the sun has set, and hence the night has begun when the day has ended? Why is it so difficult to understand something so simple? I'm sorry that I have to argue this case so much, but why? So many years have passed and still you will not think. Allah sent the Quran to people who think. Will you wait until the grave? Will you wait until Judgment Day to get to know that what I'm saying is correct, when you can understand it now? If you want to wait until that time and then learn that what I'm saying is correct, that's your choice. It will be better if you understand now that I'm explaining the Quran to you correctly, that the night begins when the day has ended. And the day ends when the sun is setting, and it is prohibited to perform salat. When that time of prohibited salat has ended, when the sun has set, then salat is permissible. So the day has ended when the sun has set, and the night has begun when the prohibited time of salat has ended. The night has begun when the sun has set. So the fast will continue until the sun has set. That is the meaning of the Quran, to fast until the night time. I am speaking with clarity, and I'm speaking slowly, sometimes agonizingly slow for you. So if I explain something clearly and you are still confused, is that my problem or is it yours? It's your problem, not mine. He said about the beginning of the fast, he's sending down a new law of fasting. We were fasting for 17 months in Medina, from sunset to sunset, using the previous Sharia. And the fasting was on dispersed days of the year. You know this, I already said this. And now he sends down a new law of fasting when he gave us a new Qibla, new direction. This is our Qibla, he says, and that is their Qibla, he says. That is their Qibla. Did you hear me? That is their Qibla, and this is yours, and you must not follow theirs, and they must not follow yours. So from where came this load of rubbish that Qibla is now cancelled and abrogated? Go back to school. That is still valid for them, and this is valid for us. That ummah still exists, and this ummah now exists, a new ummah. And he gave us then a new law of fasting. And in this new law of fasting, he said the fast will now begin when the white thread of dawn is clearly distinct from the black thread of dawn. And our Prophet, Allah's blessings be upon him, gave the ta'wil, or the interpretation. Listen carefully. He said, eat and drink. You are allowed to eat and you are allowed to drink until the light of the day is distinct from the darkness of the night. If you have a pair of eyes, then you have to look in the sky. Why is that so difficult for you to understand? You will know when to begin the fasting, not with your ears. It's not your ears that tells you. It's your eyes that tell you. It's not a piece of paper that tells you when to start the fasting. When will you start to learn? When will you be faithful to the Quran? It's your eyes which will tell you when to begin the fast. Not an azan in the masjid that come to your ears. It's your eyes which will tell you. You have to look in the sky. And when the light of the day is distinct, clearly distinct from the darkness of the night, and that is a period of time, not an exact moment. So you don't stop fasting at 2:55 in the morning, 2:56 in the morning, 2:58 in the morning. Where did this rubbish come from? The period of time between when the light of the day becomes clearly distinct from the darkness of the night, is not one moment, 1 second, it's a period of time. But people don't think anymore. But how do you distinguish if it's moonlight? And if it's electric lights? Or if it's the light of the day? How do you distinguish? Answer: if it is moonlight, it will not get brighter and brighter. It will stay constant. If it is the light of the electric lamp, it will not get brighter and brighter, it will remain constant. If it is the light of the day, it will constantly get brighter and brighter, and the darkness will be receding more. Is that so difficult to understand? What happened to you? Is it you ate too much biryani, you can't think anymore? Well, then listen and see. When the azan now called, and you listen with your head because you close your eyes, open your eyes when the azan is called from the masjid here in Islamabad. And now you have to stop eating because now they start Salatul Fajr. If you are a woman inside your bedroom, when you hear the azan, you know you can start to perform your salat. Now go outside and take a look and see, do you see any light in the sky? I never see any light in the sky when I hear the azan. I don't know about you. Somebody in the masjid get sent to the optician to have his eyes examined because he can't see. Huh? You have to answer on Judgment Day. You will have to answer on Judgment Day for having betrayed the Book of Allah. That's my warning to you. If you prevent the people from eating and drinking at a time when Allah made it halal for them to eat and drink, and you say no, you will have to answer on Judgment Day. I'm warning you. In fact, it's probably about half an hour after the azan is called that the time comes when you can clearly see the light of the day clearly distinct from the darkness of the night. This I've already explained to you, and yet you are still confused. But my response now is, that's not my problem. That's your problem.